Okay, welcome everybody. This is Team Lemon Tea, and we're going to be presenting you. We're going to show you our project that we made in our recent hackathon, which we went. So I'll give you a basic overview of what the problem statement was. It basically was to create a CRM platform, which is a customer relation management platform, along with a ML focus on predicting sales forecast. And so Dhruvi will explain you what the scope of the project was, and then we can move forward by showing you the entire web application that we deployed completely from front end to back end.
So the global CRM market is around 2 to 3 trillion dollars, but annually they lose around $100 million. And why is that? Those are such big numbers. It's because of poor customer management system. And this is not just a deal with like big companies. Even small companies face this. So we created this service specifically for small services, so that since they can't manage to handle a team of 7 to 10 people, that's why we've made a single service just for them. And yeah, like we can start with the.
Okay, so let's start with the front end. So this was our landing page where we had all of the stuff that our app offered and the pricing plan. And if I can just skip, so our login feature was of two. You can log in with two methods. Either you can choose the authentication, which is Google Auth, or you can choose to enter your own email, sign up with your own email. Next, once we proceed with the authentication, you can upload your own document. What this document uploader basically does is it uses OCR, it extracts the information, and it uses an LLM to semantically extract all of the information that is regarding your business. So this is important for the KYC process. KYC is basically know your customer, so that we understand what the person, what the user using this application actually wants, what they want for their business, how they want it to grow. So we upload any kind of invoice. It could be a PDF, it could be an image, etc., etc. And so this was the invoice. It was a fake invoice. It was not invoice. So as you can see, it automatically autofills the entire KYC process. And for those fields that we don't have, that we don't get from the OCR, we can manually just click and complete our KYC process. So I skip the KYC part and just take you directly to the sales forecasting. So as you can see, here this is our main page. This was our main ML focus page. What it basically does was did sales forecasting. So here you can see we uploaded a random CSV that we found on Kaggle. The ML part will be explained by the.
So they had given us just one data set, and it just wasn't like. The thing is, it was on online retail data, but we realized the problem is more than that. CRM is for everything, it's not just for online retail. So we created a pipeline to take care of the entire thing. So right now we've uploaded a restaurant sales data. What it does is that it automatically detects the date and the sales column, and as you can see, we were asked to predict the next 28 days forecast, and that's what we've done. The This is very efficient, as you can put any kind of data. Everyone's data looks different. I'm a restaurant sales owner. If someone else is a salon owner, even they can put their they can put their data, and it will automatically do that. Now I'll hand the phone to Lamak to explain the Merkle group. So I'll just go back a little and show you something. So when we predicted the forecast, we wanted it to be very secure. We wanted it so that nobody can tamper with that. A forecast is something that my sensitive data is something that I don't want to be I don't want other people to tamper with. So we use blockchain here. We use Solidity for smart contracts and Ganache, which was a local alternative, and we stored the prediction on the blockchain. And not just the prediction, we stored the entire 28 days ka prediction, so that it is just impossible to tamper with. And this is something that wasn't expected from our PS, but we did it on our own. So as you can see, if I skip to the Merkle tree part, here you can see the entire Merkle tree, which is hash made up from the 28 days to make one Merkle root. So I'll just skip through this part, and you can of course extract the specific day or Merkle root that you want. Okay, so the second part of our MLPS was the CRM part. Was the segmentation part. So how do you predict which customer segments are from your data, which are the possible customer segments, who do you want to serve, and which product category do you want to serve? So we used a basic k-means clustering algorithm, and we segmented
based on your data set, we segmented into customer groups, which can be low value risk, high value VIPs, and potential regular customers. And we also went ahead with category clustering as well, so you can know exactly what customer groups want which category. And we made an action button based on this, which would generate you an entire AI campaign, which will be explained by Abraham.
Yeah. So now we have the data, but what uses data without actual action? So this is where a campaign AI steps in. So you can put a prompt which is directly aware of your KYC and the ML model prediction. So right now it is enhancing it. Let us skip to the part where the workflow is generated automatically. So in traditional agentic AI, you have to choose the tools. You have to manually create the workflow. But here from our available modules, as you can see in the left sidebar, there is an entire reasoning process of the AI. Like it has picked up keywords from your KYC and the ML model prediction. It has identified the most popular product and what customer segment to target. This is the entire Anyton style workflow. So in traditional agentic AI, you choose the tools, you create the workflow, but here our model does it for you. And also the edges which you can see have semantic meaning, so you can actually control what information is being passed to the node. As you can see the output of every agent, you can also customize the prompt, the semantic edge. So the semantic edge controls a transfer of data between the agents, and every agent uses the data of the previous agents which are connected through edges. So this is the visual asset generator which generates the ad copies depending on your product of different themes. Skipping to the images which are generated. So the product here was Sendal, which is a drink, and here is the ad generated. Now we have also implemented cold email sending. The email agent automatically identifies the customer's leads from the CSV and sends a cold email, as you can see right here. Also, the LinkedIn post publisher and the Twitter post publisher, which handles the campaign for you by publishing a post with relevant hashtags and call to actions along with the images that were generated before. Also, here, let's just see the Twitter.
So let's just skip to.
Yeah. So another thing which we implemented was audit logs. So our main aim was to store these records on blockchain, so they cannot be tampered with, and you can see the errors, the IP address, the actual things, the API, what was hit, how the response time, the every nitty gritty detail about your app.
Basically, the aim of this project was more than what we like more than what was given to us. The problem statement, if I could share the doc with you, was very basic, and it wasn't well thought out from their side. It might sound arrogant to say this, but it wasn't well thought out. They just gave us one data set and expected us to train a model just specifically for that. But CRM is not just that. CRM is not just online retail sales, as Durvi mentioned. CRM is much bigger than that, and there is an actual need for a solution like this. And it isn't just in the air somewhere. We analyzed markets, we analyzed what is the potential of this business to grow, and we targeted that specific audience on a broader scale. We made it possible so that if I own a restaurant, if she owns an online retail sales, if Lokesh owns a online shoe store, clothing business, whatever your use case might be, you can use our platform directly. And the biggest cherry on top was our Any10 style no code workflow. This simplifies the process for CRM management like nothing else does. You can just go run your own campaign. Your KYC sorts out everything for you, your aim, your goal, your target audience, everything. You just have to click a single button and it decides everything for you, and it posts everything for you with your user, with your permission. So all of this made our solution a very unique and a very dominant solution in a market where it was actually needed. And apart from that, ठीक है जाने दे ओके या द फ्यूचर ठीक है, ये सब तो पोस्ट भी नहीं करने वाला, आई मीन कर देंगे बट द फ्यूचर स्कोप बट द फ्यूचर ओके यू कैन से द फ्यूचर स्कोप.
So, though this PS came to us in a hackathon, but within those 24 hours, as and when we went on building, we have realized the importance of this problem, and we would definitely want to extend this with some future scope implementations. So firstly, we right now just having email cold emailing, we would also love to put this into cold calling as well, wherein any retailer or any business person can just upload the CSV of the numbers of customers, and all and an AI agent would call them and advertise about that particular product or a particular business. Apart from that, we also aim to make it like a visual generator, a video asset generator, when a video asset for ads or for different posts on different platforms can be generated and can be used to make the CRM model more efficient. And apart from these, we are welcome to your suggestions and feedback for the same. Please drop in your feedbacks. Thank you so much.
हाँ नाम ले सकते हैं ना, फॉर यूट्यूब वी कैन टेक द नाम,
YouTube पे doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter.
Local सब mention करना भाई.
So as you guys saw, the first half of this video was
necessary to be seen.
was entirely about our project. Now let's come to the part of the entire hackathon experience. This is our unfiltered experience, our experience of the entire hackathon and how our project was perceived, which is very important to put this out, because this has been happening with us in a lot of hackathons. It has been happening with me, it has been happening with all my colleagues who have been part of different teams, and it is just everywhere. The problem with hackathons are the quality of judges and the quality of the organizing team, and this is such an important part which is just outlooked, and people have been ignoring this for such a while that the entire experience of hackathon, the entire purpose of a hackathon, to make MVPs, to make projects that actually impact real world use cases, is just gone. Is just straight up gone. Our project was the scope of our project, the PDF that they provided us for this project was just a simple PDF with nothing that aligned with CRM. It was AI generated. It was straight up AI generated. They didn't put much effort in finding a good data set for us, and they just didn't understand what CRM is in the first place. They just thought out. They just typed a GPT prompt and they just put it out there. Because why would they put so much effort in actually finding sponsors that give them PS? Why would they put in so much effort in doing their own research when they can just use AI, and then they can just put a very incomplete and very a project that doesn't make sense at all. So that kind of led us into using our own brains, and we figured out what CRM is. We figured out what exactly the scope of this project is. It wasn't asked from us, but we put in our own brains, because that is what we're supposed to do as engineers. That is what we're supposed to do when we are on the front of what the next industries are going to be. So all of this mattered for us, and that's why we built chain forecast on the scale, on the level that we built. We made it completely deployed. We made it end to end with a structured front end and back end. We had AI features. We thought of AI features which actually impacted the lives of people who are in these industries and who are affected by these problems. So for us it mattered a lot. And I'll just skip to the part what actually happened and why we lost in this project. So out of the last 12 teams that got shortlisted, that got finalized, we presented our project, and the judges, the panel of that judging round, the last judging round, had 2 experts from ML and 2 experts from cybersec and blockchain. So as we started our presentation, our aim was to explain them how our ML model worked, because that was at the front of the PS. That was expected from us at the PS, to explain them the ML part, to explain the 28 days forecasting, which as we explained. And it was a novel approach that we took, that we understood the problem, and it wasn't just limited to one data set. We expanded our horizon. We expanded it in such a way that everybody can use it, and we made that effort. We made that effort. We didn't settle for less. Saying this might come off as a very arrogant way of saying this, but we saw teams who didn't even understand what CRM meant. Who didn't even understand what the actual project wanted out of it, because it was first of all, the organizing committee in the first place didn't understand it. Second, the judges overlooked the scope of it. And third, even those who got selected overlooked of it. So it might come out of arrogant, but it is just the reality of what's happening currently in hackathons. So when we started explaining our entire ML approach, we got a lot of questions that didn't even make sense from an ML standpoint. Somebody who has industry experience from an ML perspective might have clicked with the approach that we took instantly, because it was so easy. It was just aggregation, correct aggregation. We converted a time series problem into a supervised ML problem, and then we ran random forest on it so that it was generalizable, and we trained it on the fly. There was no part where we had a all one model that could fit everything approach, and we didn't do that because CRM is not supposed to be that. It is not supposed to be just for retail. It is not supposed to be just for e-commerce. It is supposed to be for everybody. So we didn't keep our scope limited, and that's why we took that approach. But apparently they just didn't click with that approach, and there might be some kind of fallback that we as a team also deserve. It might be the case that maybe us as a team couldn't explain it in the right terms, but we didn't quit at that point. Even after our presentation was done, we made attempts to go there and sit with the judges and explain them from the core, from the very basics, in very layman terms. But
They weren't ready to listen.
exactly,
Listening
1
is the
minute,
problem.
30 second, 20 second, 10 seconds. They did not even give us like 10 seconds to like.
At the end, they just told us, कोई फायदा नहीं है, बंद कर दो.
and these were their exact words. We were told that तुम्हारा UI अच्छा है. We were told, okay.
Yeah. So it was not like we put less effort. Every team was there, working hard, slogging for 40 hours, more than 40 hours. Even after the final rounds, pushes were being made. But at least they should have the decency to allow each team the same amount of time as the other teams. But we didn't even get that amount of decency. Our time was cut short intentionally. The OC was like, "Your time is over. Bas ho gaya na. Get out."
Our MVP was not heard.
Yeah, all of our features we weren't even able to cover, and the biggest problem was the person in front should at least make an effort to listen, to understand. He just made, at least that's what we interpreted or felt, might not be the case, but it just felt like he made an opinion in the first 2 minutes of our project and just continued with that and just did not listen at all. I'd say even a person with a beginner level knowledge of ML would have easily understood our problem, easily understood our Python notebook, our accuracy tests, everything, which was not the case here. It is very disappointing to see the quality which is dropping in the judges.
And that somewhere created for the entire judging panel or the OC members to of like they everyone had the opinion that yeah, it's done, no more listening for them, just because like one person is not wanting to listen to the entire project. It just made the entire environment not listen to our entire pitch. And despite of that, we multiple times made efforts to go on say, and but then it was just the end to our efforts, like no result, no avail to that.
And just ending this entire conversation, it's not that we aren't ready to accept our pitfalls. As students, we understand completely that there might be cases where we fall short. There might be cases where we do not deliver the exact thing that were asked for, but we are trying. We are making that efforts as students, and that same thing should be expected from those who judge as well. They should make that effort to understand the PS in the first place. They shouldn't be unaware completely and then make judgments which are not true. And this just creates an environment where we just don't want to participate anymore, and that is not what engineering, or that is not what hackathons are supposed to be in the first place. It is supposed to be an environment where you actually let out your creativity, where you actually aim to solve a problem that's bigger than what is given to you. And that is not happening. And I'm very saddened to see the state of how we are progressing towards it. And maybe this video reaches to a few people. My goal is not to convince you that you shouldn't be going to hackathons, or my goal is not to convince you that it is bad or the judges are bad, but my point is to make a case that you should ask for better. You should ask for you should ask for bigger things. You should ask for judges who actually understand, who actually want you
and
you
will actually respect you when we're trying to explain something and not just tell us कि time नहीं है, फायदा नहीं है.
Thank you guys, thank you for being patient listeners जो जिसने भी ये सुना. And I hope as much as we as much efforts that we have put, you put the same efforts and you ask for better environments as well. Thank you guys.